I want to go to the Patriot Mobile Newsmaker line. Great to have Congresswoman Debbie Lesko back with us from the great state of Arizona. Congresswoman, hope you're doing well.
I'm doing great. Hope you're doing well, too.
I am. Very concerned, though. I want to get to your the Biden stove ban story in just a moment here, but it just seems to me, Congresswoman, that every Republican needs to be standing up and saying we are not going to allow our judicial system to be weaponized.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this has happened. I was on Judiciary Committee during the impeachment of President Trump. And as we found out, it was a bunch of made-up stuff by some actors, bad actors in the FBI, the Clinton campaign, about this Russian collusion. It turned out to all be false, but they keep attacking them. They keep attacking them. You had this issue that wasn't taken up by the U.S. Supreme Court in the past. It wasn't taken up by the FEC, and so now you have this rogue New York DA who doesn't go after real criminals, decide to go after President Trump, I suppose, just to get his name recognition boosted up or something. I don't know what his deal is, but it definitely sounds political to me.
It does to me as well, and that's why it's so important. This is the hill to die on. We cannot allow this nation to be turned into some sort of a third world country where you have people throwing their political enemies in jail. And of course, it's not just President Trump, Debbie. We've seen this happen with pro-lifers. We've seen this happen with parents who complained at school board meetings. They're coming after everybody.
Well, thank God Republicans have the majority in the U.S. House, and we have Jim Jordan out there fighting on our behalf and all of the members of the Judiciary Committee. And then Kevin McCarthy has set up other committees like the weaponization of the government against American citizens. I mean, we're focused on this because you're right. It's super important. And the American people are sick of it. They see a double standard for people that are conservative versus people that are liberal. People that are liberal get away with just about everything. People that are conservative, they're charged with things. Often it doesn't come to fruition, but, you know, they go through the media, they charge people with stuff, and their reputation gets dragged through the mud, and they never apologize.
All right, I want to talk about this important legislation, and I would say every mom, every grandmother listening is ready to arm themselves with a cast iron skillet and head to the White House. They are fired up over President Biden's stove ban, but you have introduced legislation that would stop that dead in its tracks.
I definitely have. I mean, come on. There's so many crises going on in our nation. We have banks that are failing. We have a border that's wide open. We have cost of living through the roof. And what does President Biden decide to go after? Gas stoves. I mean, this is so ridiculous. I can't even believe I have to do a piece of legislation that will ban the Biden administration from prohibiting a whole bunch of gas stoves that are on the market today. These people are nuts. Can I just say that? They've gone off the rails.
It's absolutely insane. And now they're trying to come after washing machines. You may have to introduce even more legislation, Debbie.
I told my staff that if no one else is doing this washing machine, legislation, I want to do it because, in fact, this is funny. My husband and I just went out last weekend and we bought a new washing machine and dryer because we were afraid that the Biden administration was going to, have these washing machine regulations, which they're proposing that the industry said they wouldn't even be able to wash your clothes adequately because you're not allowed to have enough water. So we ran out and bought a washing machine that actually fills up with water for our clothes.
Absolutely insane what this administration is doing, but it's really, they're implementing the Green New Deal without calling it that.
Well, yeah, and then if you remember right, one of the Consumer Protection Agency people said a while ago, we're going to ban gas stoves, and then Biden comes back and goes, nobody's banning gas stoves. Well, guess what? His own Department of Energy has proposed rules, regulations that would ban. First, they said it would ban the Department of Energy themselves said it would ban 96% of all the gas stoves. Now, subsequently, they have changed that to 50%. They haven't changed the rule at all, They've just changed their analysis because people are outraged that it would ban 96% of gas stoves, and now they've changed it to only half. Well, give me a break. First of all, I don't believe them. First they said 96%, now 50%, and second of all, even if it was 50%, that's too much too.
It is, and so now you've got what they're coming after: how we cook, how we heat our homes. What kind of a car we can drive. It's just insane how they're trying to insert themselves in our everyday life here in this country.
Well, and it kind of goes to how the Democrats have changed over the years. I mean, we had Republicans put a bill on the floor to condemn socialism, and 86 Democrats in the U.S. House of Representatives voted against it, voted against condemning socialism, which would imply that they like socialism. And so what the heck is going on in our country? Republicans are banding together. At least we got one chamber that we're going to fight back, and we're going to fight back against these crazy, out-of-touch rules and regulations. We're going to put an energy bill on the floor of the U.S. House of Representatives, H.R. 1, next week, which will unleash American energy, which will reduce our gasoline prices, reduce our energy prices, and Republicans are pushing forward whether Biden likes it or not.
Love it. And Congresswoman, we're going to have to leave it there. Keep fighting the good fight, and God bless you for saving our gas stoves.
All right. Next on is washing machines.
I love it. Ken Moore will be grateful. All right.
Thank you.
Congresswoman Debbie Lesko, everybody, from the great state of Arizona.